On today's show, Dominique sends in a dream about the end of the world. Well, let's finally talk about that on this show. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast with Michael and Sandy. This is another half hour of us eavesdropping on the very personal communication between the spirit world and dreamers on their journey. If you want to know anything about your life or what you're meant to be doing here on the planet, then look no further than your dreams. They have the answers to every issue that you could possibly imagine. And if they're not talking about a big issue that you think you have in your life, you are looking at the wrong issue. All right. Through analyzing your dreams, I reveal your potential and the obstacles you need to overcome. I'm very specific. I tell you your superpowers or what your superpowers could be, what would make you magnificent. But I also tell you the bumps in life that are holding you back. And these bumps are not in the way, they are the way. To get your dream analyzed on our show, go to dream-analysis.com/podcast and either use the email address that's there or fill in the form. And we get your dream and we take it from there. You don't have to do anything else. Well, Sandy, happy anniversary.
Thank you, love. I was hoping you'd mention it. It's our 7-year anniversary. Cannot believe it. Time flies. It's paradise.
I was going to say 2 years just to see your face. All right. Well, let's dive straight into it. I think we've recovered from our major summit. So let's hear the first dream.
All righty. This is a dream from Dominique, and I love the title. Giant asteroids kills millions instantly. Yeah, that's not scary. Not at all. And we are coming up on Halloween. So this dream was from last week. So it's a really fresh dream. I'll dive in now. A few nights ago, I had a very short and vivid dream, although it felt different than my typical dreams. It was closer to an asteroid travel experience. Hard to say exactly. All I could say is it felt like different. I knew immediately when I woke up that this was an event that could happen in the future. I do have prophetic dreams and experience prophetic moments in my daily life, although this was on another level. I dreamt that a giant asteroid hit Earth, instantly killing millions of people. I saw millions of souls rise up from their bodies to heaven in unison. I was a bit shocked about how we could go on from this and worried that the existence of humanity would be doomed just as the dinosaurs were. I remembered all Ann Tucker had channeled on this topic. I knew that those who survived were going to be obtaining new spiritual gifts, and all those who were transitioning would spiritually progress and be free of pain. My grandfather passed away a week ago, and I'm also a practicing medium. I wonder how much of this dream is prophetic and how much is symbolic and relates to my path. I did channel on how literal this is, and did get some information on time and location, although it was a bit tough to get beyond my disbelief and trust what came. All righty, Michael. Whew.
All right, Dominique, thank you for the dream. I don't know why you said you like the title, Sandy. I take it you don't like the title.
Not at all.
So it's not a literal dream, but it is prophetic in the sense that there's major changes coming on the earth plane. And I never talk about these on the show, kind of on purpose, but we get them from time to time. And I even do some on the show, and I don't really say what they're about. I say other things that are in it, because really we're here for spiritual growth. And that's what it's all about. We're not here to be cowering in fear of what might come or what, all the worst things that may happen to us. It's all about the growth, grow. We all know we're going to die. We all know it's coming. And yet it depends on the culture you're in. If you live in the West, this is like a taboo subject. It's crazy. So the asteroid hitting the planet is like a karmic event, because it's a big rock. Rocks and dreams represent karma. So it's like a karmic event for the earth. And that's what you're dreaming about. And I took some notes about what I wanted to say on this, but So if this appears all over the map, it's because I ended up writing a lot of which I didn't intend doing. So here we go. Certain angels were here when Atlantis fell, and they are here again. This is what they do. The end of that civilization was not the fall. It had already fallen. When things hit a point of no return, or more accurately, when elements within a civilization get so high in power that they're willing to keep others down to get more, when that civilization ceases to be a place where souls are likely to grow, these angels step in. I'm saying civilization. What I should be saying is that these angels herald the end of an epoch and the start of the next. These particular angels own this planet. They created it for a purpose. In your true state, your angelic form, you are immortal. Now imagine that you make some wrong choices and you end up in pain and misery. You're immortal. So that pain and misery doesn't end until something is done. Either you have to do it, or someone helps you to get back to the point where you can help yourself to get yourself out of it. Well, some spirits are so far gone that they really need help. And these angels created this world and put it under their protection. This end of an era has been coming for a long time. It's well prophesized, and anyone who is on Earth right now knows about it. In fact, many who are here have come because this is their last opportunity to be on the Earth while it is so dense, so low in vibration. Depending on how far you have recovered your former awareness, some really need this low vibration. And in a few years, they won't be able to get it again. Well, not here anyway. The Earth itself is ready to move back into a feminine age. It has already taken steps and there is no going back. Not that we would want to, because what is coming, what is almost here, is an extremely positive spiritual paradise where souls can focus directly on why they are here, solely for their own spiritual growth, rather than live a life through karma and indirectly, as if almost by accident, grow spiritually. I rarely talk about this on the show, but this has happened in many dreams I have featured. Dreams where you see lots of people in the bleachers. I tell the dreamer to get out of the bleachers and get into the game, get onto the pitch. That represents playfully engaging in the game of life. But more importantly, it represents being one of the people who don't leave in this mass exodus. Those of us who work in the light and use our gifts are not that far ahead of the posse. That's what my mentor, George, used to always say. Those who are left after this event will be spiritually awakened. And that's what Dominique referenced. They will be aware of their gifts. And in the new era, they will use them or they won't be asked to stay. That's simply how it's going to be. This world has lived out the masculine energy ages. Great strides have been made in so many areas. So many. Many people are free to focus on more than just survival, on where their next meal will come from. But a great many are still suffering, and suffering on a planet that has the means to end hunger and poverty completely. One country could end world hunger on its own. Many nations have signed a pledge to do exactly that, but there is more poverty and starvation now, years after the pledge was signed. Several people on this planet could end world hunger on their own. They could individually do it without the need to pool resources, but they won't, not even within their own country. But they're not alone. I live in a country where the citizens and government believe that nobody has the right to healthcare. Nobody has the right to food and housing. As a nation, we are not aware enough to recognize how dependent we are on each other, that helping your fellow traveler also helps you. Actions of love and compassion help you more than those you help. Helping them to feed their body helps you to feed your soul. An aware soul helps others. We are being watched. We are lucky that the angels know compassion. They have pledged to never give up, to not allow suffering to be forever. I'm calling them angels because I don't know what to call them. They are billions of times more powerful than an angel because that is how they were created. Each one is more powerful than vast armies of angels, and each one is so aware they could never fall from awareness. They retain too much of God's qualities to fall, and they watch over the angels. They pick us up when we fall. They save us from ourselves. They are God's way of ensuring nobody, no angel, could ever fall into misery through choice or coercion and remain there for the rest of time. These are the angels that are bringing in the new era. Nothing will stop them because nothing can stop them. This planet is infiltrated by dark angels and those who assist them. This epoch-ending event will take the world out of their reach. They can and will move to other dark corners of the universe, or as they're always welcome to do, they can come back to the new earth and begin their journey back into the light. What is coming is not pleasant. What I've been told is that the world's strongest nations will stretch themselves thin, and when their resources are depleted, natural disasters on massive scales will ravage the earth. I've been receiving dreams from people all over the world who talk about enormous waves causing devastation. These waves are the waves of souls leaving Earth, but it is a different leaving than normal. They will continue their life purpose in a different theater and be able to watch the changes on Earth from where they are. They won't have a life review when their soul leaves their body. They move to the bleachers and continue with their life purpose. When they are done there, they will have their review. And the souls who end up there already know that that is where they are going. They knew it before coming here. They will remember this before they even get there. So jump in here, Sandy, if you want. But this is something I've seen in my own dreams too. And I might have covered some of the dreams on the show where you see a person leaving, say, a stadium before the game's over, and they're worried about going to their car park and finding their car. But then when the game's out, contrast that with when the game's out, and the same individual is traveling with vast numbers of other people who are heading to the car park and heading home. There is safety in those numbers, and there's no chance of getting lost on the astral plane. I think I did cover that dream. And that's what's coming. So it's not a normal exodus. It's an exodus into like a staging area. And I've never tried to channel on how they're going to continue at their life purpose. All I know is that they will still be aware of the earth plane and be able to see what's happening here and the positive changes that are coming. But they won't get their life review until they've finished achieving all the goals they had set this time around. So it affords them great opportunity. In this new era, though, for sure, we will be using our gifts because we will realize that we are here with a purpose, and the purpose is about our growth. A lot of people get deluded in the whole idea of, I'm here to save people, I'm here to help people, I'm here to interpret people's dreams and put them on their path. In my case, that's what I do. But if I wasn't sitting in this seat, somebody else would be sitting in this seat. The spirit world doesn't need me to be doing this. But if I do it and do it out of service, then it's great and it'll be useful. But really, me being here is also for my growth. And that's ultimately why anybody gets a slot on this planet. I mean, there are a few exceptions, but they are few. So if you're here, you're meant to be using your gifts to help other people. Not everybody necessarily doing it on a commercial scale, but still using your gifts to help other people. It's already the people that you're going to help are lined up waiting for you to develop and use that gift. In the new world, you're going to be doing that because you will see the angels beside you. You will see all sorts of things that a few people on the earth plane now can see, but everybody could raise their vibration up to the level where they could see it. We just don't bother because we're more concerned with fashion, with reruns on TV, with whatever it is. I'm not talking, of course, if you're have difficulty with putting meals on the table, that's a different thing. But a lot of the time, even then, we have that difficulty because we're not tuning inwards, not figuring out what it is we need to do to step into alignment. And when we do step into alignment, the universe provides for us like it's always wanting to. The law of attraction is a universal law. So you will get whatever it is you need, whatever it is you came here for. But if you step off the path, then the universe isn't going to help you in that way. It's basically going to show you where you are based on what it offers you. Sandy, what have you to
say? Wow, that was very insightful and a little bit heavy. But just remember that the show is about finding your gifts and looking at your dreams. So I thought that was an amazing dream. And thank you very much, Dominique, for sending it in. That was really good.
Yeah, for triggering me. You know, what got me into doing this show, and again, it's a dream I did cover on the show, but I probably didn't say it was mine. I had a dream that told me that I was going to go on the wave, and I've known about this for a long time, but I had a dream that said I was going to go on the wave if I didn't get back into fully using my gifts and do something big with them. And I discussed it with Sandy, and we came up with the idea of putting this show together. Sandy's my rock, actually. She's the one that pushes me into all the things that I'm doing, and is incredibly supportive in lots and lots of ways, giving me time, giving me space, giving me the financial resources to pursue something that's a passion, long before it ever became something that was financially viable on its own right. Thank you for that. But
You're welcome. I find this to be the most amazing healing that I've ever seen. After taking your first class, I was like, dreams are, they're okay. Didn't get much out of them. But after your first class, and everybody walked out changed, and I mean changed a lot, not a little, changed a lot. It even showed in their countenance how they stood, how their faces looked. I went, this is unique. Is this class special? I mean, does this happen all the time? And your answer was, yes, it does. Every single class. I was blown away, and I was like, okay, I'm here. I'm here to support 100%. And I'll always be there, because I find this to be the most amazing healing journey gift that you can give the planet. Anyways, you want to dive into more dreams?
let's do that.
Okay. A
but
lighter one?
We do. Everything's lighter than that. I kind of dragged it down. We have had these dreams come in on the show, and I just don't go there because it's not really what I'm about. Other people cover that, and they cover it well. And I do say it to people when I'm working with them individually. I talk about what their dreams are about, especially people who are prophetic like Dominique, because she has the sense of, I know this is true. And then she channeled on it, and clearly her guides didn't say you got it wrong. So it's like, what do you do with that information? So anyway, it's all good things coming, but there's a bad period we're going to go through to get there. Yeah,
right.
But hang on. Here's the thing. You have a choice. Start using your gift, and you could be one of the people who stays on the planet to help other people. But if you stay drinking at the bar, if you stay addicted to other habits, whatever it is you do, if that's what you're doing, you're not going to be sticking around, because the new earth won't be able to hold that low vibration that you will require in order to be here. And I'd say it's even going to be quite the challenge for others. Yeah.
Yes. Anyways,
let's lighten it up.
I want to change the subject. And we got this fabulous note from Jacque, and she wanted to say thank you, Michael and Sandy, and the whole literal dream team for a fantastic seminar. That was our summit 2 weekends ago. I missed much of it live, but really enjoyed the recordings. I think I'm better at understanding what I used to think were crazy dreams, and now think, what am I supposed to be working on? Anyways, I thought that was a fabulous note. So thank you, Jacque, for sending that in. All righty. As promised, we'll dive into the next dream. All righty. Swimming with my guides, in parentheses, I think. A very young man with extremely blonde hair is in a swimming pool with me. We are both standing in about 4 feet of water. In the dream, I'm very comfortable with him and know him well. In real life, I have no idea who he is. I am wearing a bracelet that breaks, and all the gold charms fall into the water. I dive under the water to retrieve them. My attempt at interpretation. Oh, this is great. She did an interpretation.
Yeah, fair play to you, Jacque. And this is why I picked your dream.
All righty. The blonde is my guide. The pool is my spirituality that needs to be expanded bigger than a pool. The gold charms fall into the pool, so I dive in to learn about my hands-on healing gift. Oh, that's great. Okay, question. Am I even in the right ballpark? And how do I know that? Or how do I do that? All right, okay. Michael, you're up.
So you're not just in the ballpark, you won the game. That's really, really good. Right on the money. So the young man with the blonde hair, extremely blonde hair, it's just a funny way to put it. So blonde hair in dreams is indicative of a guide, almost always indicative of a guide. You know, it's one of the, I'm going to digress, but it's one of those things that people mock about the actioning method, saying, yeah, a blonde-haired person in a dream is a guide. They just are, because it represents purity of thought. And people who throw stones at that whole idea, it just makes me think of a Middle Ages person, doctor with leeches, throwing leeches at a modern doctor, saying, this is the solution. It's leeches. You need leeches. Just think of the rotten teeth and all that sort of stuff. But just making fun of what dreams actually mean doesn't make you right. So that's how you tell your guides. The other way to tell is, do they have a title? Are they speaking with authority? And are they tall or on a raised platform? And usually they're in front of you and to your right. And very frequently they give you a gift. So they're all the ways to tell, is somebody a guide? And if you can tell a guide in a dream, they're infallible. They're the only character in your dreams who are always correct. So you're standing in 4 feet of water. That is about limitation. That's what 4 is about. But standing in the water is good. So don't take that as a negative thing. But it's kind of, I wouldn't say 4 feet is shallow, but there's limitation there, right? So you need to remove limitation. And that's what you say, that you need to get in, expand and get into a bigger pool. So deepen your spiritual understanding. It's also a male guide, because the gift of hands-on healing that you said you have, which you do have, is a masculine energy gift. And so that's why it's a male guide in the dream. You have to get more comfortable with your masculine energy. Indeed, when you see a blonde man in a dream, the request is for you to become intimately comfortable with that energy. If you see a blonde woman, the request is for you to be intimately comfortable with your feminine energy. So the guide's, again, indirectly telling you what you need to do. So comfortable with masculine energy. And we covered that in spades, what masculine and feminine energy are about on the weekend. So get comfortable with him. You say you're wearing a bracelet that breaks and all the gold charms fall into the water. Great, because that's where they need to be. Well, what you need to do is try to retrieve them. But you dive under the water to retrieve them. And that's perfect, because that's exactly the point of the dream. So I often say to people, here's what you need to do to fix that dream. You don't need to do anything. You did the right thing in this dream. And that's probably because you watched all the many hours of the summit. And so your mind's open and you're like, okay, what do I need to do? And now I know why I need to do it. And your dreams come along saying, here's what you need to do. And in the dream, you're saying, perfect, I'm on it. And so you're to deepen your spiritual understanding, which for you is about getting intimately in touch with your hands-on healing ability. And that's not like Reiki or bioenergy or many other modalities that are out there, and they also work. Hands-on healing is about where you allow a spirit, an angel, it's always an angel, they're really tall if you can see them, these particular ones, they step partly into your body and they do the healing for you. And you can feel this, you can feel the energy flowing. You are the conduit for the energy. Once the energy is flowing, they will do the healing. They can't make the energy flow. It's part of their pact to not do that. So once you start it, they can then amplify it, do all sorts of amazing things with it. So you are super important in the equation. And then by getting that flowing, it's going to do many things for you in your life. It's going to raise your vibration. It's going to help heal anything to do with masculine energy in your body that may be out of balance. That would be like your support system, your joints, your knees, your digestive system, and so on. That will all improve. And your ability to set boundaries and feel worthy, all that sort of stuff. That's all masculine energy. There's many, many other things that are part of it. Like I said, we covered it on the weekend. Watch the recordings, the relevant parts of the recordings to where we talk about those. But it's a great dream. And then also following on from Dominique's dream, this is how you step into service. And if you step into service, you're going to stay here. That's the whole point of it. All right. So what have we got next, Sandy?
All righty. We have, and by the way, that was just phenomenal. It is really exciting to hear just by using your gifts, you can heal your own body, especially a hands-on healing gift. But that's really cool. I'm glad you clarified that. So just by stepping up.
What's worse is if you don't use the gift, you can end up with chronic illness. So if you have a serious illness and you have a gift that you're not using, start using the gift. It's probably the way out of it. I'm cutting that one short because we're kind of out of time. But anybody whose dream I do, you get to have a personal one-to-one call with me anyway. So you will get the details.
Fabulous, Michael. So do we have any upcoming events? I believe that we do. Do you want to mention them real quickly?
We have lots. We have channeling courses coming up. We have our mentorship program coming up. And on the 29th of October, we have the healing course that Dominique referred to. How did that come up? Anyway, we were talking about it. You talked about it, Sandy. Yeah, that's coming up on the 29th of October. It's an 8 or 10 week course where we help you heal the biggest issues in your life. Perfect for Blanca, for instance. But that's what we love to do. For right now, we got to go.
Yep. Thank you. Have a great day, great week. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.